What is going on YouTube? So, as a lot of you know, I recently sold a bunch of my collection. It was a very hard choice, but I honestly was just sitting here one day after watching a few videos of people talking about why they sold their collection, and a lot of it really settled down with me inside, and I just started questioning everything. And you know, I made videos talking about it before I did it, and I got a lot of people that say I'd regret it. They said that you're gonna sell it all. It's just a short term thing. You're gonna sell it all, and you're gonna someday just be like, well, why did I do that and everything. And this video is just kind of talking about the feelings and stuff that went through with that, and just being honest with you guys. Uh, and just a little backstory in case you're new to the channel. I had recently done a bunch of videos talking about retro gaming, collection, addiction, along with all my past history with addiction. I even celebrated 10 years sober now, so I got a tattoo to talk, kind of represent that. But I noticed a lot on YouTube that we have a lot of people on here that, you know, that just collect to collect, I guess. We've talked about the addiction part of it. We've talked about whether or not they're collecting or they're hoarding. And I've actually had a lot of people reach out to me and say that, my videos have inspired them to actually purge a little bit, or, basically to condense the collection a little more. And like I said, it started off small. And then if you guys are really thinking about this is what you should do, is just start off small. I took a box probably full of about 20 to 25 games in, traded it into my local game store because I like to support my local game store. A lot of, and I've been called stupid for doing that as well too. And I mean, it's honestly, guys, whatever my way I want to do it. Somebody told me that if you sold that one by one, you would have made a lot more money. But the problem was I was not out here to try and make money. I was just trying to honestly get jump started on getting rid of some stuff. I was sitting in here one day and I just was looking at everything, the fillers, the sports games, the racing titles. I'm not saying that's bad or anything. I'm just saying that those are games that I'm not really interested in. And the big thing was everybody was saying I was going to regret all this stuff. And honestly, guys, I have not regretted it one day since I've done it. I honestly have liberated myself from a lot of this stuff. And honestly, like, it feels good to have like $300 credit just sitting at my local game store. So now when like Spider-Man 2 comes out in October, I have funds to get it. Baldur's Gate 3 just came out, and I've been really wanting to play that, and I had the funds to do so. And granted, it's only digitally, but it is what it is. I wanted to play the game so bad that I was willing to buy it digitally, which says something. But why would I regret selling all those games when now I'm doing what I wanted to do, and that's to actually play games? Ever since I've gotten rid of a lot of the collection, I've actually been sitting around playing through some games. Like, it was really nice to focus more on Resident Evil 4 Remake, Baldur's Gate 3, what was it, Uncharted, and some of these games that I've been wanting to play for a long time, but I was so focused on buying more games, figuring out where I was going to put them. I was just so obsessed with trying to get pickup videos, trying to make content and everything, and even to the point where I was buying stuff overpriced. I remember at one point I actually bought a game from DK Oldies just to make a video about. And granted, it was only a $25 game, but it was still one of those things where I was more obsessed with buying games to make content, buying games to make myself kind of feel good, even though it really afterwards wasn't. It was a nice little rush, a nice little serotonin, dopamine, or whatever spike for the addiction part of my problem. And yeah, it was just not worth it. I mean, it was so nice to be able to get rid of a bunch of stuff, and like my youngest son has been wanting a game console in his room. So I was able to go, like I said, I traded that stuff in. I went to my local game store, and I was able to put together, funds to get him an Xbox 360 for his room, plus, a stack of Xbox 360 games for him. He wanted some of those Lego games and Minecraft and stuff like that. And I was able to do that because I was freeing myself from something that I didn't even want. And, I've talked to a lot of you guys about this. Obviously, some people don't understand. And it is what it is. I'm not saying that every one of us that has a massive collection is addicted to collecting. It's absolutely, not that way at all. I've just got a past history of addiction. So this was really just kind of hitting home for me. And once I saw, RGT85's video about selling his collection, and I seen some other guys doing it, I figured I'd give it a shot. And I feel good, guys. I honestly feel really good about it. Like the whole fact of being able to sit down and play games now, and not, why should I have, why have all those games? And that's what I got rid of a bunch of NES games because I have a mini NES that they had, a few years back, and I modded it to put games on there so I could just play, whatever games I want on that one. I have a RetroPie with most of the games on there. I have an emulation device on my PC that I could play the games on. I have all these ways of playing it. Do I really need a physical cart for a system that I'm not even having hooked up? Like, I honestly, the only console that I have hooked up right now is my PS5. Otherwise, I have like 20-ish other consoles that haven't even been plugged in. And honestly, that might be the next thing that goes, is starting to weasel down some of these consoles. Because why do I need all three models of the Sega Genesis, and then like three separate Genesis Model 2s? I honestly just have a bunch of consoles sitting here. And God, it's just, it really bugged me at one point because, a lot of people were nice about it. They were just commenting, hey, you're probably going to regret this. But there's some people out there that flat out were calling me stupid. And there was even a guy on Instagram that used the R word on me and said that I was, really stupid for getting rid of all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. Obviously, I blocked him right away. But it was like, guys, I mean, really, is it that bad? I don't know. I see the value in some of the stuff maybe over time going up, and maybe that'd be the only thing I might regret is selling a game for, $20 or something, that something might happen in the future and that game for some reason is going to spike to like 100. That might be the only regret I have in this. But I'm moving past this wasn't an investment. I didn't start collecting these games to down the road make a bunch of money on them. I started collecting these games to fill a void from my childhood, basically a childhood PTSD. I started buying games to fill stuff that, fill a void. And once I kind of filled that void, and then I kind of was like, it was almost like a therapy session with myself, just seeing like, why do I even need this stuff, And then I just started getting rid of a bunch of stuff, and a lot of you guys were very supportive of it. I actually, like 90% of you were very supportive of it. Even the people that didn't like the idea or thought I was going to regret it, they were actually still supportive of it. They said, I don't think you should do this, but, it's your collection, do what you want, and that's really what it came down to. And that's not to say that, some people were like, you're going to sell everything. And it's like, I'm not going to sell everything, guys. Obviously, I'm going to hold on to some stuff. But the biggest tips I was getting from a lot of people was, hold on to the stuff that you have a connection with. And you have a story behind, or that you want to play someday. Not just, just holding on to games that you don't want to. And I really feel like this was, a big change in my life. 36 years old now. I got other priorities. I have one of my sons just turned 18, and he's a senior year in high school, and he's going to be graduating soon. And then I have another one that's junior. He's going to be a senior next year. And then I have a 6-year-old that just started kindergarten. I have kind of more priorities and stuff, and I want to focus more on having fun instead of, the pursuit of finding more games. Like I've talked about in the past where I got anxious, I got depressed, I got sad because I either missed out on deals, or afterwards after I got the pickups and got home with them, the rush was gone, and it was almost like a come down dope sickness, where it was like, God, I was so elevated, I was so on cloud 9 that I got this amazing pickup, and then afterwards it was just kind of like, okay, well, what's next, And I want to do these videos to just kind of talk about people, because I've been told a lot of the times people love these videos because they make them rethink themselves, but they also see it as almost like therapy. And I guess if that's what helps you guys, but it's just me talking about my feelings and stuff, and I love the fact that you guys, like to stick around and see that. But I just wanted to do this quick video today to talk to you guys more about this, because after the large purge and stuff, I really haven't regretted anything. And like I said, the only small part of me that might regret something is the cheap penny pincher in me that thinks someday, what if I got rid of games for cheap that are going to be twice as much here in a year or so. But I'm just going to let go and go back to playing my games and just enjoying it and making content with you guys. But that's all I wanted to say today, guys. I really appreciate you watching these videos, and I hope to be doing some more different ones here pretty soon. I feel like lately all I've been doing is talking about my feelings about this stuff. And I guess if you guys want to see more videos like that, go ahead and make sure you comment below that you love these videos and you want to see more of them. Because obviously I will. If you're getting something out of this, I know I'm getting something out of this, but if you're getting something out of this too, it really makes me want to work harder to do more like this. But like just don't call people stupid for stuff. If you guys, I mean, you can goof around with them a little bit, but when you actually start hurting somebody's feelings about some choice that they made, you need to really take a look back at yourself. But I'm not going to call anybody out on who did it. I'm not like that. But I honestly just want to say, though, too, thank you for the support that I've gotten from everybody else about this, because it was really hard at first, but everybody was kind of really just, if you want to do this, and people were giving me advice and everything, and it was great feeling, guys. So thank you all for your support. But as always, stay retro, my friends, and I will see you in the next video.